I'm Derek Cahill.
And I'm Wayne Gracie, and this is our persuasive presentation. All right. So this is Ashley, Jessica, and Andrew, as you can see. We decided to show you them because they all work for the same company, hold the same position, and have been here for the same amount of years. So one of these individuals, Andrew, actually makes more than his other two coworkers. Does anybody know why?
Is it because Andrew works overtime?
No, that's not correct.
Is it because Andrew's a guy?
No, that's actually not correct either. So we're going to show you guys. The reason why he makes more is because he went to graduate school and he earned his MBA here at the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth. So, what is the MBA? An MBA is the Master's of Business Administration. It is the most popular graduate school program in the business field, and for good reasons. And my colleagues here will going to explain a little bit more about that a little bit later. Wait, that's not what I'm supposed to say. I messed up.
That's all right, don't
I was
stop
supposed to
it. This is like our practice, right?
Scratch that. Okay, so what if, I know we gave you a hypothetical situation with regards to those three people working the same job, but what if there was only one job that two candidates were competing for? Who would you bet your money on to be able to get the job? The one with the MBA or the one with just a bachelor's degree? So the reason why I bring this up is because bachelor's degrees have become the new high school diploma. Due to the high amount of people who are actually receiving their bachelor's degree, it almost creates, that's not so bad. It also creates less jobs. Oh, I feel so bad. Go ahead, guys.
So as Wayne was saying, this graph right here, this shows the percentage of companies hiring by degree type. And while earlier the way we would want it to go hasn't really been going that way, but as you can see in 2014, MBA students with MBA degrees have an 80% chance of getting hired compared to 74% with a bachelor's degree. And another key attribute from attaining an MBA is job security. And while there aren't many jobs in the economy to begin with, obtaining your MBA can help you separate yourself from everybody else. And this graph right here shows earnings and unemployment rates by educational attainment. And as you can see on the left here, the bachelor's degree and the master's degree right here, the master's degree almost has a 1% unemployment rate less than the bachelor's degree, which is almost 1/3 of their rates to begin with. And on the right here, it shows the weekly salaries for a master's and a bachelor's degree. And the master's degree earns $225 a week more than the bachelor's degree, which in yearly totals comes out to $11,700. And if you multiply that by 5, that would come out to about $59,000. And that right there, that could be the difference between you having this Honda Accord or a brand new Porsche, about $60,000. So if you're still not convinced, that might be your reason right there. And another thing that we want to mention is that getting an MBA doesn't only have monetary benefits. Like our little friend right here, obviously an MBA can help you obtain a 6-figure job, but you also might be able to find your wife, and you might have opportunities to travel. Like I was mentioning, other benefits to obtaining an MBA include networking. While in graduate school, you'll be able to network with not only your fellow students, but also your professors. And you'll be able to obtain a job easier and perhaps more quicker.
All right, so now you've seen why you should get an MBA. And so I know you're probably sitting here thinking, okay, what can I do today to start this process? And the answer is as simple as just planning now. The grad school process may seem daunting at first, but it's just like everything else in life. With a little preparation, you'll be sure to go a long way. So the admission process for grad school is very similar to the admission process for that we already encountered when applying for undergrad, our bachelor's degree. You have your touring of the schools, your researching of the schools, your open houses, and finally your acceptance of the schools. And also, like undergrad admission process, you also do take a test. This time it's not the SAT, but it's the GMAT test, which is the graduate school admission test. And great news is many grad schools do offer the ability to waive this test score if students have a high GPA. And I know UMass Dartmouth is one of the schools that offers that, and the GPA requirement here is a 3.5. So how and where? Just like for many reasons, we think that if something costs more, it must be better. But that's not always the case, and that's definitely and certainly true about grad schools as well. Don't get me wrong, there are some benefits of attending Ivy League schools, but when trying to differentiate between just schools that are in the same tier, the price should definitely be something that you look at to determine where you want to go. We all want a higher return of investment. So UMass Dartmouth is actually one of the great options in its tier of schools, simply because it's cost efficient and also it's more convenient. You can actually start your classes as early as your senior year here for no extra cost, and you can actually obtain your MBA in only 1 year versus the traditional 2-year program. And just that alone, that's faster, easier, and cheaper. So at UMass Dartmouth for your grad school, you have to earn 36 credits, and the cost is around $10,500 every single year. Every 9 credit semester, so multiply that by 4, that would be your total cost of attendance. And another school such as Bentley, their total cost in total is $51,358. So right there alone you can see that UMass Dartmouth is cheaper and they both have the same accreditation for their MBA programs. So say you don't want to go to grad school right after your undergrad years. You want to take a slight break. That's totally okay because there are many options for you to do so. A popular option that people do is work while they're either part-time or full-time. Attend school while either they're working part-time or full-time. And this has its benefits as well because some jobs will actually pay for your graduate school as long as your major is relative to what you're working in. There are also online programs available from many schools, including UMass Dartmouth, which also makes it very relatively easier to do your studies and work at the same time. Right? And so we just like to say that this is not a paid advertisement. We're not.
We're not feds, guys.
We're not paid to advertise for UMass Dartmouth. We're just honestly 3 students just like you who really feel like the MBA would be a great